Until this month, your employer could legally hold on to your super for up to 90 days after it was already deducted from your pay. As of July 2026, that entire system is gone. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what changes in your bank account, your payslip, and your retirement balance. Meet Dana. She's 34, a dental hygienist in Newcastle earning $78,000 a year. She's paid every fortnight, and she's got a car loan refinance appointment booked for Thursday. Nothing unusual, just an ordinary week. Before her appointment, she opens her Superfund app just to check her balance looks healthy. Instead, she sees $0 added for the last 11 weeks, and the screen says last updated 3 months ago. Her stomach drops. Is this a glitch? A bank error? She checks her payslip again. The super amount is right there, listed every single fortnight, so why isn't it showing up in her actual fund? She calls her fund's support line, half expecting an apology for a technical error. Instead, a calm voice tells her, "Your employer isn't required to pay it yet. It only needs to arrive once every quarter." Dana sits back, stunned. This isn't a mistake. It's completely legal. Back in 2025, employers could hold your super for up to 3 months after they'd already deducted it from your pay. So where does her money actually sit for those 3 months? Not in her account, not invested, not earning a cent. It's just somewhere else. And Dana wants to know exactly where. Here's how the current system works. Your employer only has to pay your super guarantee 4 times a year, on quarterly due dates set by the tax office, not on your actual payday. Between those due dates, your super just sits with your employer. Some businesses use that gap as working capital, cash flow to cover wages, stock, rent, before finally passing your money along. And it wasn't shady, it was the law as written. The superannuation guarantee only ever required quarterly payment, so employers were simply following the rules exactly as they were written back then. The real cost? Time. Money sitting unpaid for months isn't growing in your fund, isn't invested, isn't compounding. Dana sketches it out on paper. A flat deadline for 3 straight months. So the truth lands. Your super sits with your employer, unpaid, until the due date arrives, every quarter, for every worker in Australia. And Dana starts wondering just how big this problem really is. Dana starts digging, and what she finds is bigger than her own paycheck. This isn't a one-off. It's happening across the entire country, every single year, to millions of workers just like her. The scale is staggering. The tax office's own figures show a super guarantee gap of $6.25 billion in the 2022 to 23 year, about 6% of what workers were owed. $6 billion, sitting where it shouldn't, owed to workers who never see it on time. And sometimes it's worse than late. It's gone. When employers go insolvent between quarters, the unpaid super can vanish entirely, leaving workers with nothing but a debt that's never recovered. Dana realizes with a jolt, this could be her too. If her employer hit hard times before the next quarter, that 11 weeks of super showing 0 could just disappear, gone for good. That's when it hits her. The quarterly system was never really her money sitting safely in the background. It was always afloat. Cash her employer could hold and use, legally, until due. Dana sits on the floor of her lounge room, head in her hands. 10 years of paychecks, and she never once questioned where that super actually was in the meantime. Now she can't stop thinking about it. But here's the turn. From July 2026, a new law called Payday Super rewrites the whole system. Dana leans forward. Finally, an answer to the gap she found in her app. Her first question is the obvious one. Does this mean more super in her pocket? She holds up 2 stacks of coins side by side, comparing them, eyebrow raised, genuinely unsure. The answer is no. The rate doesn't change. What changes is timing. Employers must now pay your super on the same day they pay your wages, linked directly through single-touch payroll reporting. Mark this date. According to the government's Payday Super reform, from July 1st, 2026, your super must land in your fund the same day your wages hit your bank account. No more 3-month wait, no more quarterly limbo. And employers who don't comply face real consequences. The tax office confirms penalties now apply per missed payday, not per missed quarter. Miss one payment and the fines start stacking up immediately, not months later. So the mini verdict, same 12% super rate, brand new timing. Dana feels a flicker of relief, but she wants to know what this timing shift is actually worth to her, in real dollars. Here's the reframe that changes everything. The real problem was never that super is too low. It's that super was never paid when you were actually paid. And that gap was quietly costing everyone. Think about it this way. Every quarter, without asking, you were giving your employer an interest-free loan with your own retirement money. Not a scandal exactly. Just quietly, structurally, unfair. Remember Dana's car loan appointment? The lender didn't care that her super was technically owed. All that mattered was what had actually landed, actually invested, actually hers. Timing was never just theoretical. So here's what the timing gap was really costing her. Modeled over 30 years at 12%, weekly contributions instead of quarterly ones add roughly $6,000 extra by retirement, just from time in the market. Not from a higher rate, not from extra contributions, just from money arriving sooner and getting more time to grow. Dana finally understands. The reform was never about giving her more. It was about giving her time back. Now flip to the employer's side. Businesses must upgrade their payroll systems, align super payments with every single payday, and report it all through single-touch payroll. No more quarterly shortcuts. The upside is huge. With every payday visible in real time, the tax office's own $6 billion unpaid super problem is expected to shrink dramatically, because there's nowhere left to hide a missed payment for 3 months. Employers can no longer treat your super as a float to cover cash flow. Under the new system, the money moves straight through, payday by payday, with no drawer to lock it away in anymore. And that's the real shift. Not a bigger number on your payslip, but a system where your money simply can't sit in limbo anymore. Compliant employers protect it. Non-compliant ones now pay for every missed day. So what should you actually do? Step 1. Pull out your last payslip today and check the exact super guarantee amount listed. Know your number before you need it. Step 2. From July 2026, confirm your fund actually receives contributions on the same cycle as your pay. Call them, don't assume. And step 3. Penalties now apply per payday, so raise it fast if something's missing. Months later, Dana opens the same fund app on the same couch, but now it updates every single payday, not once a quarter. The gap she once feared is gone, and her retirement finally feels like hers, in real time.